Hello and welcome back to Quest for Glory 5. Our Paladin Galahad has successfully taken out General Claudius, thereby cutting off the head of the snake in terms of the Hesperian mercenary army. So, we will run over to Philos's shop to drop off any items we do not need or want, after which we will go to the Hall of Kings to claim our victory. Let Anne get back in place. Alright, let's continue on. We also took the first step in creating our Ring of Truth. I guess the first step was collecting the King's Ring from Logos, Justinian's old ring. But the three processes or three steps we had to take were to forge or consecrate it in Dragon's Blood, Paladin's Blood, and the Water of Binding. And we bathed it in our blood, thereby completing that task.
Sounds like it will
I think we already heard this. Alright, let's make some sales. We are going to get rid of all these shields we got.
Nice dealing with
The magic axe, which is pretty cool, but we don't need it.
Nice dealing with
And these arrows and swords.
Nice dealing.
Not just the one sword.
Nice deal.
Also just gonna grab something that we'll need for later. Where are you? Magic spear. How's that?
Nice dealing.
Cool. I'll hold on to that for now. Alright, let's move. No reason to delay. Let's go right to the Hall of Kings. We don't need any food. Don't need to go to the bank. Alright, let's get out our shield. Well, not our shield, but the general's shield. And turn that in. We will learn of our great victory.
You have won the right of conquest. Everyone will be summoned to the Hall of Kings.
We will also learn of our great sorrow.
The shield of General Claudius has been brought back by the Prince of Shapir. The invader base has been destroyed, and our kingdom shall remain free from their menace. Behold the winner of the right of conquest. However, again, tragedy has struck the rights of rulership. Magnum Opus was found dead outside the city beside the dragon pillar to the east. This was not a noble death. This was murder, pure and simple. All of your lives are in grave danger. Take care and be wary always. Go now, mourn our fallen comrade. You will all be summoned to the next rite of rulership.
Alright, we are dismissed and then return.
The Hesperian mercenaries were vanquished, and Silmaria stands proudly. General Claudius was defeated. There is one enemy of this kingdom that has long been a foe for long centuries. It has the soul of evil, and thus draws evil to it. While it lives, there is fear. While it breathes, there is anguish. You will have to journey to the heart of terror and pain. You will face fire and fury, and above all, death. Journey to Hydra, there to face the creature that gives the island name. Teach it the fear and pain it has given others, and destroy it. Return with its teeth to prove your word. This is the right of valor.
Well, they're certainly not messing around, putting us toe-to-toe with a hydra.
This rite of valor is a throwback to tradition. The hydra is a monster from antiquity and is seldom defeated. It cannot truly be killed, for it regenerates from any injury. Your greatest challenge will be in getting to Hydra Island. It is beyond the area where the fishing boats can safely travel.
Alright, let's see what else Rakesh has to say about things.
I am frustrated and angry, and Somaria feels like a cage. The assassin is waiting somewhere nearby. I am certain of that. I am afraid I am not the calm paladin I should be right now. Forgive me, my friend. The assassin is just a tool, and his master is the one that enrages me. I want vengeance rather than justice for the wrongs he has caused.
I wonder how he'd feel about being told he's just a tool.
Logos insisted that the Hydra would be the Rite of Valor. He thought that it would get you, Elsa, and Gort away from Rite, and thus you would be safer from the assassin. I argued that by turning your back to a murderer, you only get struck from behind. You should be seeking the assassin rather than fighting some fabulous beast. Minos sided with Logos, and so you are seeking a monster rather than a madman.
A monster rather than a madman.
The Hydra is a three-headed dragon. It is almost entirely immune to magical spells. It can only be injured by a magical weapon. Not even the legendary heroes of yore could defeat the Hydra by themselves.
Alright.
With the defeat of General Claudius, I do not believe we will be troubled by an invading army anytime soon. All who wage war knew of the general's reputation and respected his abilities. They will not dare to share his defeat.
Alright, so it sounds like despite being able to take out the mercenaries alone, the Hydra we will need some help with.
Magnum Opus was found murdered on the road west of town. He was slumped against a broken dragon pillar. It was just like Kokino's death. This is no mere assassination. It is a ritualistic murder and has a darker purpose than we now know. We must learn the purpose of these murders and stop it before the murderer accomplishes it.
Alright, well, let's do that then.
Be particularly careful right now. I have a bad premonition of impending violence.
You have a very bad feeling right now. There's danger to the southwest. You quickly obey Rakesh's order. No, Rakesh! Rakesh has been poisoned by the assassin. We need to get some poison cure pills ASAP. Managed to get Rakesh to swallow a poison cure pill before he passes out from the agony.
Guards, to me! Trouble!
Rakesh is unconscious, but he will live. He was struck by the poison, and without your antidote, he would be dead. You acted wisely and quickly. Rakesh is a paladin and does not believe in revenge. However, we all believe in justice. This assassin must be found and pay the price for his actions. Find this assassin, Prince of Shapir, and make him face justice.
Alright, well, seems we are even more motivated than before to find this assassin and put an end to his deadly reign. Let's stop in and see Chakra, as well as Salim and Julinar to hear about how everyone's doing. There's his little bubbling pot.
I cannot thank you enough for saving my father's life.
Of course, he's an old friend.
The poison remains in his system. Julinar and Salim are trying to find a cure. Until they do, Rakesh is being kept alive by antidote pills.
How are you faring?
I am taking care of Rakesh in my quarters. When he regains consciousness, I will let you know. I am certain he will want to speak with you.
Alright, I'm going to make a quick sale of this magical dagger. We won't be needing it.
I thank you for doing business.
Alright, and then we can say goodbye.
Take care. The next assassin's blade may be for you.
Can only hope not. And what do our healers have to say about the most recent poisoning?
You sure had a close call there, man. That cool lion guy is still alive, but it'll be a while before he's up and around. We don't have a real antidote for the poison yet.
I like that a guy who lived in Tarna calls him a lion guy.
It is always a great pleasure to speak with you. Like Salim, I am saddened that we cannot find cures to the poison in the drug. We are doing everything that we can to aid the victims, but little has helped them.
You know anything more about the poison yet?
Until we discover the missing ingredient for the poison, we cannot make an antidote. It is probably a rare flowering plant, but it is not one of which we know.
And we know a lot of plants. There are the pretty flowering ones, the common garden variety herbs, and of course, trees are our best friends.
Of course.
Your friend is still in a deep coma, but he is alive. When we have an antidote, I am certain he will be well.
All right.
May you always be so fortunate as to choose the right path.
And Salim?
You know, people are really lucky to have you for a friend. You save their lives and find them wives, and all sorts of really neat things. All this poisoning and drugging and murder is a real downer. We came here to help and heal and spread the good word about macrobiotic back rubs and pyramid power. Instead, we wind up trying to cure nasty poisons and dealing with dirty drugs.
I think my favorite thing Salim does is just the Mad-Libs version of nonsense that he spouts.
This is a really bad trip, this poison. It's got snake spit and spider bite and toad oil mixed with arsenic and belladonna, and some plant we've never even seen before. Rakesh is a really tough lion, man. There was enough poison in his system to kill 5 men, but he managed to survive thanks to the poison cure pills. He'd be dead for sure without them.
I feel like they should also mention the, knife wound, but that's fine.
Way to go! Come back soon.
All right, we have one more friend to talk to get some advice on how to deal with the hydra. It is not Folos, but is in fact the famous adventurer. Let's head over to his abode/school. I don't technically know if he lives there, but I assume he does. Somewhere upstairs, maybe?
Hi there. Hear you're out for a little monster mashing soon. That hydra is impossible to kill, you realize?
Well, that kind of makes it feel like we have no chance of succeeding.
I read about you and the Rites on the announcement board beside the Hall of Kings. Doing pretty well for yourself, it seems.
So far, so good.
Curious sort, aren't you? Well, here's one I was called a bit before your time. She called me Silver Tongue when I seduced the Ocean Queen, and I favored her with flowers which my love had never seen. Though I loved her, soon I left her, for our love could never be, for I needed air to breathe in, and she ruled beneath the sea.
That does put a little damper on things.
I'm starting to get out more now. Got to build up some muscles before I go adventuring again. Besides, the women like a man with muscles.
Told you, it's very hard up.
The hydra is immortal. Can't be destroyed, but it can be defeated. The only part that can be damaged are its heads. Unfortunately, they grow back as soon as they're cut off unless you burn the stumps. Once all the heads have been taken off, the thing takes a long time to heal back up. So for all intents and purposes, it may as well be dead.
Well, that's just as good, I guess.
Never made it to Shapir in my travels. Have to make some plans to visit the next time I go adventuring.
All right, and his thoughts on the Rites.
Fighting the hydra goes back to the days of Hercules. It takes a great hero to take that monster out.
All right.
Remember, that hydra is tough to defeat. You'll need all the healing you can take with you.
Well, let's take a peek down here at this book. Glancing through the book, you see many myths and legends of this land. The book looks fascinating. One story tells how Hercules defeated the monstrous hydra with the help of his nephew Aeolus, who burned the hydra's heads as Hercules chopped them off. Another story relates how Hercules went into the depths of Hades to rescue his friend's wife from the dead. One tale is of Daedalus, who made wings by placing wax and feathers on a wooded framework. He and his son Icarus used them to fly away from Rite. However, Icarus flew too close to the sun, thus melting the wings and plunging to his death. And then one story tells of how the winged horse Pegasus sprang from Medusa's blood, spilled when Perseus cut off the Gorgon's head. You come to the end of the book. All in all, the myths of this region are fascinating and well worth reading. Alright. We are finally prepared to stop messing around and actually move forward with immediately completing the Rite of Valor. And to do so, we will head back to our favorite location, Science Island. Good, I have some rocks. Alright. So, let us go through the wonderfully enjoyable experience of pulling the brake on the gondola and waiting for it to spin around. And then we will hop on board. I'm not sure what kind of plans we have for actually dealing with the Hydra directly, as it's supposedly going to be so difficult to deal with on our own, but we've gotten so far, pretty far on our own at this point, so hopefully we can keep it up. A rock, move that, and carry on. Let's enjoy our passage here. So beautiful, so peaceful. Alright. Very nice. So, let's jump off here. Now, we did make Dr. Mobius like us a little bit, but Proteus here still doesn't quite trust us, so we do need to prove our worth by providing a little bit of artichoke and anchovy pizza.
This is quite marvelous. An anchovy and artichoke pizza, the ultimate combination of ingredients. You have the makings of a true scientist. Feel free to look around and learn what lessons you can fathom.
Alright, so let's take our beeswax and the feathers. We also need to make sure that we have an empty amphora, which we do have plenty of. So we're going to put the beeswax on this little winged structure. You apply wax to the framework to create a wing-like shape, and then the feathers that we have here, left over from the Pegasus nest, you attach the feathers into the soft beeswax and create wings, and then we can don them on our shoulders. Drum roll, please. You place the wing harness over your shoulders, and you now wear the wings like Icarus. You cannot wait to test these wings out. Now we have the sweet ramp. Hi-ho, Silver! Away! And the air currents pretty much take you where they want you to go. The wax on your wings is beginning to melt, and your feathers are starting to molt. No, what are we to do? You glide to a splintering crash that destroys your Icarus wings completely. Alright, let's approach the Hydra's den. You can tell that you have entered a place of dire danger. That seems about accurate. Alright, so let's take a peek down here at this. Sticky sap wells forth from this small tree. You'd best keep your head away from it. Fair enough. Well, we're not going to put our head there. Just collect some of this sticky sap. You gather some goo in your container and store it away for use later. Alright, let's get our gear on here. And I think we should dive into... go to war with this here Hydra, huh? Let's see what we can do. We can defend against its attacks. Yeah, not a huge amount, but that's a little bit. Defend against its bite, not as poisonous much.
You look as if you could use a little help. Mind if I join you?
Yes, please help. Let's talk to Elsa. Maybe we can chat with her quickly enough that she can help deal with this stump.
Oh, I have no doubt you are pleased to see me here. Misery loves company, yeah?
Yeah, indeed.
I have gotten here by Minos' ship. We had to battle some sea people to do so. I can understand why the fishermen do not dare come here in their little boats.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a safe place for a little boat.
It is very ugly and obviously tough. Working together, though, we should be able to defeat it.
And we'll tell her our plan.
I shall use the torch when you chop off the head.
Oh, go ahead. Now's your time. Yep, too slow. Let's go. Step it up, Elsa. You're better than that. Yeah, I probably should have just slowed down before chopping it off, but it's alright. Didn't take that long. Didn't really cost us any time anyway. This head is always nice because usually when you're doing damage to it, it flinches away in a way that it can't really hurt you much. With a mighty show of strength, chop off the Hydra's head. Yes, we are a mighty pirate. Should have named ourselves Guybrush Threepwood. That'd be a heck of a crossover. I can imagine Guybrush trying to deal with a Hydra. Though he does have that, you know, cartoonish immunity to damage, so maybe it would work out. Kind of like, you know, Bugs Bunny style. Luckily, we're so strong and have such a potent weapon with our Paladin sword that this Hydra really isn't nearly as much of a threat as it otherwise could have been. Let's step up here. And again, we will take out this annoying little head. There we go. Cut off the final head of the Hydra.
That did it. We have defeated the Hydra.
Alright, let's gather the teeth before it goes away. Gooey. We got 5 Hydra scales and 3 Hydra teeth.
You've got the teeth to prove you won this ride, but what is my reward for all the effort I went through here?
Well, obviously, as a paladin, the noble thing for us to do is to actually give her some of the Hydra teeth, or rather all of them.
You give these to me? This will mean that I shall win this ride. I thank you. I did not expect this generosity.
Indeed, it is our nature. Although she never knew us as a paladin, we would have been a fighter when she knew us. You detect danger emanating from the chest in this room. Well, that's nice. We can chat with her a little bit. I might have been too late. I am.
I knew it. I was certain that we would find something in this cave worthwhile. This magical bow will be all the reward I want from here. I will return to Silmaria. It has been interesting working with you. I will see you at the Hall of Kings.
Alright, so she will depart. We will take some other items here. Some cash. This magic helm, which is an extra, so we can probably sell that off. We see the corpse of the Hydra. Hydra's beheaded carcass sizzles as it's consumed by the oozing acid blood. And then finally, we have this chest back here, which we will deal with just as we did the last similar trap when we were getting into the Thieves Guild to arrest arrestees. Force that open and do just fine with our protective spell. Let's take all of this, some more magic chainmail, and that is going to do it. So let's head back to the inn. An unequipped our gear, don't need to be carrying all that around. And we are almost done for today, but we are going to have a quick little chat with No Man before we go to bed.
Huh, Sugar Pie? We'll make that bye-bye pretty soon. Oh, the mortgage is due and I'm out of moolah.
Oh, what's going on here? First of all, what is moolah?
You know, dough. Money, honey. Cash on demand, man. Drachma, yeah? Nah, not me. It's no joke. I'm flat broke.
Alright, that was enough.
Nice to see someone who's not totally depressed right now.
And let's hear more about what's actually going on.
I'm singing the blues, boy, for I'm going to lose. I've sunk all my savings, and lo and behold, the inn will be repossessed, and I'll be depressed. That louse gets the house, and I get ousted. This gnome's on her own, with no home.
Who's the louse?
Ferrari'll take this shack back, Jack. The inn's out, without a doubt. Old Fezhead will probably turn it into another saloon.
Ooh, what's happening here?
I took out a loan from Ferrari to pay for this place, and now he wants his money back. I can't pay him, so he'll take the inn instead. If I had more time, or more money, or knew someone who could paint good, I'd fix this place up and show Fezface a thing or two. I'd give his inn some real competition. Say, Ferrari knows you. He dropped your name when he came by. Maybe if you talked to him, you could get him to extend the deadline. Would you do me this teensy little favor? I'd be very thankful, and I'm sure the cooks will be very grateful you saved their jobs for them. They'll fix your favorite food and everything.
I'm not really sure I need the thanks of the cooks, but I am willing to try and help you.
Pretty pleased with strawberries, will you talk to Ferrari about my loan, Ranger? I'd be happy to refund every penny rent you've paid so far.
Alright, so I guess we'll have to try and find someone who could paint good to, I guess, increase the value of the inn. And in the interim, we'll try and talk to Ferrari. But for now, I think we will end things. When we come back, we'll have to see what Elsa does with regards to the Rite of Valor, and we'll have to see what else lies on the horizon. But till then, see you.